575, we opened in 2006 as a little hole in the wall, and my kind of vision for it at the time was just let's create some great pizzas with some craft beer, a little bit of a good wine list. But basically my vision was I kind of traveled the world eating restaurants. I had family all over the country, and I just kind of wanted it to be that neighborhood place that people came. Maybe we had tap menu chalked up on the wall, servers that knew the menu and could, kind of coach people through it. But I just, my vision was always just like a chill, kind of relaxed place that serves great pizza and good beer.
When we first started out, it was probably just the kind of thing that we just all happened to be the right people in the right place at the right time. But Brian, people like Mo, like Mike, they've paid attention to what their employees are saying. They've paid attention to what their employees enjoy. They've paid attention to what their employees hate. And, there's been times where it's been a struggle to keep that vibe alive just because everybody hasn't really felt heard or listened to in a minute. But then, we as a management team have turned around and realized like our employees are the lifeblood of this restaurant, of the culture of this restaurant. And in doing so, we've been able to pay attention and, get across that obviously we have a job to do, but we want you to enjoy this job. And I really feel like as a company, paying attention to our employees and knowing what they like and what they dislike while they're at the job, or what works for them, what doesn't work for them, is really what has helped us to move that forward. Understanding that, we want to treat everybody with a sense of friendship, with a sense of family while they're here. Obviously that pours over to our guests, but it stays very strong with our employees. We always take the time to hear them out.
I think we do a good job, probably more than any restaurant in here, to allow our employees to be who they are, to enjoy being in this building. There's a big difference if you go to a place where everyone's kind of walking around like robots, afraid they're going to get yelled at any minute, versus an environment that, as long as the work's getting done, the guests are getting taken care of, enjoy being here. Sing songs while you're cooking pizzas. Dance around if a good song's on the radio, as long as you're not throwing pizza on everyone. But walk around, have a good time. The guests see us enjoying being here, and that makes them enjoy it so much more. And then, like I said earlier, like allowing them to be free, to work on our art, to express themselves in other ways than just making pizza, really goes a long way. Money's always important, but enjoying what you do, I think, always trumps that.
From the beginning, 575 has always just made it a point to be a part of the community. Amarillo is kind of a weird place. It sits on the crossroads of America, flat as can be, windy as possible. We kind of find that there's always like a lack of things to do here. Like we're always, trying to figure things out, how to make life more fun in Amarillo. We started years back with an event called P3, People, Pints, and Pedals. And it was a bicycle pub crawl. And we thought when we first put this on, we'll have like 50 riders show up. The first year we had like 150, 200 people show up, and we were just like, holy cow. I guess people are that starved for like stuff to do here in Amarillo. But we had a blast, and it grew the next year into about 300 people. By the third year, we were like getting recognized by nonprofits and saying like, hey, we'd like to team with you. You've got a good thing going. So we did. That kind of started us on a path of like, well, how can we use the success that we've had, the energy that we're creating to benefit other organizations and give back to them. So through that, we raised money for Ambucks. We raised money for one chair at a time. And we kind of, through that bicycle pub crawl, we got kind of immersed in the bicycle culture. We've got a lot of mountain biking here, and we've got a lot of road biking here. And so we started getting involved with 24 Hours in the Canyon, which is a great operation that reaches out to cancer survivors and kind of gives back to them, helps them kind of overcome their cancer. of any kind, and we've been a part of them for 7, 8, 9 years, and really helping to assist their organization as well as others. I mean, we've got a huge page on our website that's devoted to donations, giving back to schools, giving back to local charities, events of any kind. I mean, we just kind of always want to be a part of our community, and just wherever we can help, that's how we want to be there.
Each day had its own struggle, but you know, by the middle of it, we kind of found our stride, and also we found a way to have fun each day while taking care of the guests. We were crazy busy, so we had an idea years ago, and from what I remember, it was kind of too good an idea, and we were worried it would affect like our to-go sales, but we were playing with take and bakes, pizzas you can make here, take home and cook them later, and it was shelved for several years, and then conversation came on what we can do. I'm sorry, our to-goes were insane, and we couldn't keep up, and we were 2, 3, even longer hours out on to-go orders being ready, so we were trying to think of a way to get stuff to the people faster, and it was take and bakes. We could have these ready in 15, 20 minutes, and we can send them out, and it's actually become a decent part of our sales now that people still get them and request them. So that was one thing, big change that stuck around and stayed with us.
Now that we're kind of through the main part of the pandemic and we're kind of on the tail end, I see the Vans Foot the Bill program as being an opportunity to invest in our employees today. Right now we're dealing with huge supply chain issues, which is causing food prices to skyrocket. We're also facing huge inflation, and we're facing huge labor hikes. And we've had to experience that and kind of grow through that, raising our prices. But to the level that we want to compete with every other business that's trying to look for the best employees, we've always wanted a good learning system, a management training system, and just an employee training system, and a way to kind of build our staff into the people that we've always known they are and can continue to be and grow into it. But we really just feel that the best way that the Vans Foot the Bill program is going to benefit our business is to pour back into the employees, help with some of the transitions of rising labor costs, use that money in turn to build training systems that are going to develop those employees into great workers in the restaurant, but also give them some life skills, give them some managerial skills that maybe they stick with us for longer than, restaurants are always kind of a stepping stone job for a lot of people. So, maybe putting a learning platform in will help kind of convince them that this can be a full-fledged career. You can take this with you for long periods of employment, but just also like take these skills into the next jobs. And so that's what we would like to see growth in our employees through this opportunity.
That's cool.
I'm out.
That kind of hurt.